What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. It is another beautiful day out. So first thing today, we are going to actually go take a quick trip up to see our man Mikey G. We've got some parts up there that came to him that we've been needing to go get for the longest time. So one of those is a big part for the first gen that he is hooking us up with. So we're going to go up there first thing, then come back, then go head over to the shop, try and get some first gen work done. But we have something that came in the P.O. box. This big box came in the P.O. box. My P.O. box is always down in the description if you guys want to send anything. This though has me slightly concerned because it's big, it's heavy. It's from our man Nathan McElroy. Nathan, I mean, it cost 25 bucks just to get here. So this, I'm hoping that this is not over the top, but we are going to find out and see right now. Okay, I see some street signs here. Alrighty, we got everything unboxed here. Take a look at that. That is sweet. That is definitely getting hung in the garage. Thank you, man. We got this bag full of, looks like cleaning supplies, microfiber, some gloves, some wax, some American tape. Who doesn't love America? We got a note here that we'll read and a couple pictures of his truck. Take a look at that guy. This must be my man Nathan and his better half. And it looks like we have some monsters in here for the monster fridge at the garage. So those will come in very, very handy. Thank you very much, man. Greg, my name is Nathan. I live in Chandler, North Carolina. I've been watching your videos since you have about 25,000 subscribers, and I have enjoyed every second of your videos. I've met you twice in person, if you remember, at the YouTube Call-Out Challenge at Cecil County Dragway. I brought you a street sign to give a sort of personal touch to your shop, along with some of your favorite drinks. I hope I got it correct. You are definitely correct. Those are the ones. I looked all over the place here. Grocery stores didn't have them. Good luck on the builds that you have going on. I can probably speak for everyone watching that we are looking forward to the drag truck and the first gen finally being done. P.S. The bumper you sold me has made my truck look a lot less. That's what it was. I remember the front bumper. Look forward to watching for a long time to come. Nathan, thank you very much, Nathan. I appreciate it. Speaking of the first gen, like I said today, I'm hoping to get quite a bit of stuff done. The drag truck, the new drag truck, is coming along. It's a lot of planning at this stage, kind of like where we're gonna go, getting stuff in. There's a couple things I don't want to let the cat out of the bag quite yet, but they're not really made yet. We actually have to get them produced, get them made. It's one of the main key components. I will let you guys in on that once everything kind of materializes and everything. The ball is rolling, if you will, but it's going a little bit slow here in the beginning just because of these couple things that it's not really something that you're gonna go out and you're gonna get and it's gonna come in a month. Some of this stuff might take a little bit longer, but man, it is going to be, which maybe I should get like a rendering done of like how this thing is gonna look, but it is going to be insane. So I know we took a big step back with the old drag truck to the new one, but trust me, it is going to be well worth it. So anyway, guys, let's jump in the truck. We are gonna head right to Michael's. Are you home?
I'm right down the street. I'll be there in 2 minutes.
Say that again?
I'm right down the street. I'll be there in 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll see how many parts I can fit in my truck and leave before you get back.
That's fine.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh look, some more fresh parts that we can load in the truck.
Walk up there, get those bugs off.
I'm pretty sure I already did my good deed for the day.
I think you would have helped him bring it inside.
I lugged it from the truck all the way up here, for you. You're welcome.
You're the man.
You're welcome. Thank you. I just came up here for lunch. I didn't come up here for parts. Michael, how are you?
Too bad. What did I do with it?
Ooh. Ah. That's beautiful. I'll unpackage it. What's that? Anodized oil cap. Comes with an oil cap, huh? Oh boy. Oh boy. Horsepowers.
You don't need this.
Horsepowers. Need what?
This is 9, so this tip is 7mm.
Okay.
This bushing is make it 9, so you'll take this off. That's it.
These are big guys.
They're big boys.
Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. Oh, there we go. There we go. You can see how big they are from here.
2 hours later.
Alrighty, so we are finally back to the shop here. I have this valve cover laid out for you guys. This valve cover, I want to go over a couple just specific things. We sat in miles and miles of traffic that we saw all going there. We sat in that all the way back, so it is much later in the evening. But got this valve cover here. This valve cover is for the dually. This is a 6.7 valve cover from D&J Precision Machine, and I really want to show you guys a couple things about this valve cover because I honestly believe it is probably the cleanest valve cover on the market because of the baffling system that those guys have come up with for this valve cover. So without this piece, just looks like a normal valve cover. Now, normally, like on the valve cover on the 05, a couple other valve covers, they have tapped ports, but there's no baffling built in. So you have to run a catch can, otherwise you end up with oil all over the ground. But what's different about this valve cover is what's underneath of this. So normally, I have everything unbolted just to speed up the process here, but normally this little piece here kind of sits like that, so you can kind of see the air kind of goes around that up into this other part here. So we take that off and you can kind of see a little bit of what's on the other side. So let's flip it back over, try to keep it in one piece here. All right, maybe not in one piece, but what's inside of this part here, and of course we took it all apart not only to show you guys, but we're obviously going to powder coat this black because this is way too shiny for anything that I own. So once you pop open this top piece here, you can kind of see, so once the fumes come through there, they got to go through this piece through there, which kind of sits down inside of this other piece that's baffled. So in order for any type of oil to come out of this back port here, it's got to come up through here, go around the side, and then make its way out to over here. So these guys have done quite a bit of work to make sure that you really, unless you got, you know, an engine that's really breathing heavily, you don't need to run any type of catch can, which is really, really nice. The main reason why I think this is one of the best valve covers. And they give you the hose, even comes with a press over cap for your oil filter. All of this, I believe this valve cover is like around the $400-ish mark, I believe so. Don't hold me to that, but our man Mikey G, of course, like always, got us this. If you guys want one, check him out. But this, they got a nice screw-in fitting on the back. It's just a really, really nice piece. A lot of billet valve covers are in like the $600-700 mark. Hardware comes with it. The hose comes with it. So a really nice piece, and the main reason why I went with it again, I don't really want to run a catch can, especially not on the dually. I just want to run a plain hose, keep it simple, and this allows me to not leak oil all over the ground. So they've done some extensive testing, and they have found that if you got a good engine that's not really breathing heavy like most people have, you're not going to have any issues. So next up, just kind of going over the things that we picked up real quick. The new injectors for the 12 valve. We got some pretty massive air for the 12 valve, so why not get some pretty massive fuel? So these are the injectors that Michael has been running in his pull truck. He upgraded this year to some bigger bodies. These are some big 5x25s. So really, really big. They're like one size down from like a garden hose. So we have new copper washers that we are going to be putting on with them. So we're going to probably try and get these installed tonight. But huge shout out to Michael for, as always, getting us pretty much everything. His information's always down below if you guys want to check him out. If not, oh, look at that. We got a banner. Look at that. Check him out. All right, so other than that, I'm hoping to get a couple other things done before it gets super, super late tonight. One of which, we're going to try to continue on making the twin setup here. One thing I mentioned that I did want to do is take this oil filter housing off. You can kind of seeing that we're running some big chargers. Normally, I like to run a number 6 oil feed line to S400 chargers. You can kind of see here, this is the oil filter housing off of my old motor off the triple setup, and I have number 6s. And what we did is we drilled and tapped that to make them much, much bigger. You can see the kind of size that we are dealing with. That is a number 6. Factory tapped sizes on the 12 valves. It's just, maybe the camera makes it look a little bigger than normal, but it is just, Here, a little size comparison here. It's just pretty small. I mean, it's probably, by the time you put a fitting on it, maybe less than a number 4. So I really want to take this oil filter housing off, which requires taking all these bolts off, taking the oil filter housing off, and try to drill and tap these to run number 6s. It would just make me feel a little bit better. A lot of turbo builders will tell you oil feed issues, oil starvation issues is a big problem with failures. So increasing our diameter size there, you know, because you got to imagine you're putting fittings on it, you're putting, you know, AN line on it, everything gets necked down a little bit. So we are going to take care of that while we can access everything before we bolt the whole twin setup on. Alrighty guys, here we are. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to try and get a little bit more accomplished tonight, but it is what it is. That drive home has honestly got me completely wiped out. But anyway, intake horn, intake plenum, we did remove the stuff that we were running last year. We are going to be switching over to a much different system. So I have that. I took that old stuff off. Now that we're running a P-pump, we can run a couple other different things, because this is honestly now a complete P-pump truck, like a second gen if you would. So we can run second gen style intake stuff on here. So I do have that stuff. So we learned earlier today, I was on the phone with Manton, the push rods that we have in the truck now, which are for a 12 valve application. Now that I'm trying to get this thing to focus, I guess it's not going to do it. They have a smaller end on this tip that goes down to meet the tappet. These do have a smaller, now that we switched to 24 valve tappets, we do need new push rods. So I did order those. Took a little while to figure out what I had in here, if it was or was not going to work. So have those on order. Otherwise, I'd probably have the whole valve train on. Went to go stick the injectors in. You probably won't be able to tell, but there's a little bit of crud and stuff just kind of built up and caked up inside these holes. I would just normally brake clean them out, vacuum out the holes, but our vacuum is at the home garage. Just another case of the back and forth nonsense that we got going on as of right now. So those are not in quite yet. Figured out a couple different things with the injector return. So the injector return, I'm actually going to order a second gen style return. I also went ahead and wrapped up all of the belt related stuff. Got our idler pulley back on, the belts back on. Went ahead and got our crank sensor put back on. We actually had to make a little spacer down here, this little guy right there, because this cover actually pushes this bolt out a little bit further. So went ahead and made a spacer, got a couple longer bolts, got that spaced correctly, and that is now done. We did, like you saw, go ahead and remove the oil filter housing, the oil cooler. That's all off. I was going to try and start scraping all that old gasket crap off, but man, I just do not have the patience for it tonight. But went ahead, got those off. I do have new gaskets already here for that. Got the new well, not new, but I have the oil filter housing all cleaned up. Holes did tap really, really well. So I got those all tapped out nicely. This is really just, I think, I don't know if it's aluminum or not, but it tapped really, really easy. So that went well. Just new gaskets, clean that stuff up, should be able to put that back on. What I'm trying to do is focus on things that need to get done before this thing fires up. So feeds and drains for the turbos, those need to be done. I really don't need to put the front end back together or worry about that pipe, just to fire it up, make sure everything is running well before we kind of completely block off the front end. Still need to figure out all the linkage stuff. I'm probably going to end up taking the bed off because we need to redo the feed and return system. Like I said, I'm going to get a new injector return for a 2nd gen, and this is right here. This is our factory return. So the returns are basically now changing to an all AN style, whereas this is kind of like a compression, the factory style. What we're going to do is we're going to run a number 6 return like I normally do on even common rail stuff. Number 6 return from here. That's what this is. I think we went over this. This is the return regulator to hold pressure in the pump. So number 6 from here, our number 6 from our injectors is going to tie in right here. Whole new whole new return line. Going to go completely back to the fuel tank. All new feed. We'll get our new air dog pump put on. We also need to drain all of the fuel out of the tank and switch that 1/2 inch line from the sump to our air dog to 5/8. So we have to do that as well. But I think that might be a little bit easier to do with the bed off, run our new return. We might actually have to run a bulkhead style fitting, kind of like how we've done in the 05 before. So I think I might just take the bed completely off. Alrighty, my friends, that is going to wrap up this video for today. We will be back again tomorrow. We are hoping to finish up Mark's truck completely tomorrow, get the front end done, get everything bolted up, tightened up. Hopefully it doesn't rain so we can get a chance to go on the highway, get some rollers, go outside, get this thing so you guys can see it outside of the shop. But if it rains tomorrow, Mark's going to be very scared, to say the least. But anyway, in other news, there is another event that we will be racing the 05 at. It's another NADM event. I think it's in New York somewhere. I'll put the poster or the banner, whatever, up right now. We will be at that. Make sure you guys come out. It's going to be a good time. Again, we'll be racing the 05 maybe for the last time this year. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But it should be a good event. I've heard good things about it, so make sure you guys come out. Other than that, so we have today's video and then tomorrow's Mark's video, and then we're on a holiday weekend. It's actually mine and Allie's 5th year anniversary. So we are going to take a day or two, spend some time with her and the family, just kind of relax. So I will see you guys very, very soon tomorrow with Mark's truck, but make sure you guys come to that event, stay tuned, and that's it. Love you guys. Hit the like button before you leave, subscribe if you have not already. See you guys tomorrow. See ya.